Two events are mutually exclusive if they cannot happen at the same time. When you toss a single coin, either it will land on heads or it will land on tails. There are two mutually exclusive outcomes, namely head and tail. Similarly, in the experiment of throwing a die, the sample space is shown on the screen. Let E1 be the event of getting odd number. So the favorable cases of getting odd numbered dice are 1, 3, 5. And E2 be the event of getting even number. Then the favorable cases for E2 are 2, 4, 6. Here E1 and E2 are mutually exclusive events. Therefore, 2 or more events of an experiment where occurrence of an event prevents occurrences of all other events are called mutually exclusive events.
Refining or purification of metal. The metal obtained by reduction of the concentrated ore contains some impurities. They should be removed to obtain the pure metal. This purification process is called refining of metals. Based on the nature of the metal and the impurity present in it, several types of processes are present in the refining of metals. They are distillation, poling, liquation, electrolytic refining. Click each tab to learn more. Distillation. Here, distillation provides the refined metal as a distillate from its molten state. It is employed when the metal to be purified has a low boiling point like zinc and mercury.
Let us define electric current in a quantitative manner. Electric current I is expressed by the amount of charge flowing through any cross-section of the conductor in 1 second. Mathematically, it is expressed as Q by T, where Q is charge flowing through any cross-section and T is the time interval. I is equal to Q by T. The electric current I is expressed by a unit called ampere A. 1 ampere is constituted by the flow of 1 coulomb of charge per second. 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb per 1 second. Let us learn about the motion of electrons in a conductor. Welcome. Responding to stimuli. Stimulus is the change in environment that can be detected by a sense organ and brings about a response. All living organisms respond to the stimuli.
A shady plot, so I sat down to write a ghost story. Jenkins was responsible. Look, he had said to me, give us another on the supernatural this time. Something to give Tem the horrors. That's what the public wants. And your ghosts are live propositions. Well, I was in no position to contradict Jenkins, for, as yet, his magazine had been the only one to print my stuff. So I had said precisely, in the deepest voice I was capable of, and had gone out.
Let's take a look at some reasons why we prefer democracy over dictatorship. Democracy promotes equality among citizens and enhances the dignity of the individual. It improves the quality of decision-making, provides a method to resolve conflicts, and allows room for correction. Democracy is seen to be good in principle, but not in practice. We know that democratic countries the world over follow democracy differently, depending on their social situations, economic achievements, and cultures. However, there are certain basic outcomes we expect out of every democracy. As a political outcome of democracy, we expect an accountable, responsive, and legitimate government. As an economic outcome, we expect that democracies produce economic growth and development and reduce poverty and inequality. As a social outcome, we expect democracy to accommodate the social diversity in a society and provide dignity and freedom to all citizens. When such expectations are not met, we start blaming democracy. What we need to understand is that democracy is just a form of government. It can only create suitable conditions for us. As citizens, we have to take advantage of those conditions and achieve our goals.
We call Earth. The state of the flora is as poor as the fauna, with nearly 1,500 species of plants like Madhuka in Cygnus and Hubardia heptaneuron, on the verge of extinction. The total forest cover in India is around 78.29 million hectares, or about 23.81% of the country's total geographical area. Officially, the area under dense forest cover has increased since 1997, but this is more due to increase in plantations than natural forests. In order to preserve world biodiversity, the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, or IUCN, has devised a method of placing different species of flora and fauna into 6 categories. As per IUCN guidelines, species of flora and fauna can be classified as normal, extinct, endangered, vulnerable, rare, or endemic.
The year 1857.
Albert Einstein once said about Mahatma Gandhi that generations to come, it may be, will scarce believe that such one as this ever, in flesh and blood, walked upon this earth. It is indeed unique in history how Gandhian tools such as satyagraha and non-violence shattered the confidence of the mighty British Empire. After coming back from South Africa in January 1915, Mahatma Gandhi infused a new life into the Indian freedom movement. He had successfully used satyagraha and non-violence for mass agitation to combat racism in South Africa. Now, what exactly does the word satyagraha mean? It is made up of 2 Hindi words, satya, or truth, and agraha, meaning appeal. So, satyagraha literally means an appeal for truth. Satyagraha is passive resistance used powerfully to appeal to the conscience of the oppressor. Interestingly, the strength of satyagraha lies in the soul force or moral power and not in the application of brute force. Mahatma Gandhi had rightly stated, "It is certain that India cannot rival Britain or Europe in force of arms." The British worship the war god, and they can all of them become, as they are becoming, bearers of arms. The hundreds of millions in India can never carry arms. They have made the religion of non-violence their own. Mahatma Gandhi successfully organized satyagraha movements in different parts of India. In 1916, he visited the poor peasants of Champaran district in Bihar.
The world that your parents grew up in, to set up these offices and factories, MNCs buy land, machinery, and other equipment that is required. This is known as foreign investment. MNCs invest in foreign countries because they hope to make profits. MNCs follow several modes of foreign investment in countries like India. MNCs sometimes collaborate with local companies. In such partnerships, MNCs benefit from the local knowledge and contacts of the local company. The local companies, on the other hand, benefit from the investment as well as the latest technology that MNCs bring with them. Another method of foreign investment, more common than partnering, is for MNCs to buy up local companies and spread their control over production and investment. In this manner, MNCs move into and expand the local company's existing production base, contacts, and markets without having to begin from scratch. A third channel that MNCs use for foreign investment is to place orders with small local producers. MNCs invest in small producers who make and supply the products to them, who then sell it under their banner.